This channel has had a very long history with leveling skills, skill leveling tutorials, documentaries on people who got 50 skill average, and so on. After factoring in the time it takes to sleep, do school, and consume food to stay alive, I determined it was impossible to get 50 skill average for myself in a reasonable time frame. But the Hypixel admins had a different idea. Every once in a while they would add new bonuses that would make skill XP gain faster. A weekend bonus, which got silently removed. XP boosting pets. New gear for getting more skill XP. And so on. Encouraging people to go for skills. So the Hypixel admins will make people stay longer on their server so they can continue pushing out new cosmetics that they can sell for more money, which they can then use to stop racism. But before we get into detail on how I got 50 skill average, we must talk about how I got into Skyblock and skill grinding. I used to be a factions player on Cosmic PvP. After getting raided I was wandering around in a desert looking for someone to fight. Then I got bored and forgot to log back on. A year ago during summer in the Northern Hemisphere, a friend of mine said that Hypixel released a new gamma mode called Skyblock. At that time, the only thing I did on Hypixel was try hard build battle, and I did not really know any games to play, so I decided to give it a shot. I originally made a solo profile, but I was eventually invited into a co-op. Because 4 people working together is more productive than 1 person working with himself. It started off pretty good. Back then, farming ember rods was one of the best ways to make money, and the squad was pretty good at doing that. Then, the end update arrived and we started farming dragon loot. There was just one problem. School was starting. Everyone was in high school, which meant they had no free time to play stupid games. So eventually everyone became inactive. Except me, because I had a burning desire to get strong dragon armor. Everyone else was ahead of me except for this one guy who left when the end update was released. One of them even had superior dragon armor back when it was a flex. But that doesn't matter. The most relevant piece of info that pertains to this story was that my co-op was in a guild called Skyborne. It's not as active as it used to be, but it was the #1 guild in the ancient days. I heard inspiring stories about them and aspired to be one of them, one day. So I did. Then my co-op became inactive to click circles to the beat. I was the only one who played every day. Due to the fact there was nobody else to talk to, I became acquaintances with Skyborne members. A guy who tried to invade my co-op. A guy who taught me a new money-making method known as auction flipping. But most importantly, Not Melon, the old owner of the largest Skyblock-related Discord server. One fateful day, he challenged me to see who would get 30 skill average first. Not wanting to not want to do the challenge, I accepted. Since I was broke after buying my own superior dragon armor, I farmed sugarcane all day and brewed it using a method I used a while ago. It was very inefficient and not a smart idea. Because of this, I lost the race. But that did not matter. With a skill average of 30, I could now get into any top guild I wished. Not Melon quits a few months later, and most of the people I meet in Skyborne eventually find better things to do with their life. Something dumb happens leading to everyone going to a place called Trouble Brewing. So I follow them. At around this time, skill XP pets are released. This along with the new Tricapitator makes foraging 50 possible. The only problem was that school was still open. But God had other plans. In Wuhan, China, a man gets infected with a new disease called COVID-19. They claimed that they had it under control, but you probably know what happened instead. So coronavirus spreads across the world. It was a wise choice to stay at home and wear masks, but I am pretty sure coronavirus is fake. As a result, the virus quickly gets out of hand. As a result of that, school is closed due to the unreasonable amounts of disease being spread, and it was unsure when it would be opened again. All of these factors allowed me to get foraging 50. The main reason for this was so I could deal about 20% more damage to mobs, but I wasn't combat 50, so it was pretty useless. But Hypixel had other plans. The main source of combat XP, which were killing minion ghasts on private islands, was removed, leaving many people in panic and desolation. However, this was easily and swiftly maneuvered. Because I could still do Revenant Slayer, which was then the best source of combat XP. To balance out the cost of the Slayer, I leveled up some level 1 combat pets and resold them at level 100. The main reason I went for combat 50 and foraging 50 was that there were rumors of dungeons being released. And even though you can just destroy hundreds of dungeon mobs in a single second by right-clicking a flower, we thought it was going to be super hard to clear a dungeon floor, back when we had no idea what dungeons would be. And the more damage, the more better. So it was May. I got combat 50, and dungeon still wasn't out. But on the bright side, the price of enchanted lapis was taking a big hit. So I decided to sell all the wood from foraging 50 and use it to buy enchanted lapis. With this lapis, I could get enchanting 50. Which is throwing bottles on your feet and putting a book in a table. But why? I guess we will never know why people get enchanting 50. After getting enchanting 50, dungeon still was not out. So to pass the time I did some renovating to prepare for farming 50. After transforming and polishing my old pumpkin farm, which was built a year ago by my original co-op members, it was time to get the farming 50 dub. After getting farming 50, dungeons was finally released. And since I spent too much time playing dungeons, I had no idea how I was going to get mining 50 and fishing 50. But then a brilliant idea came to me. I was simply not going to get them. I did not need these skins. Just kidding. There was a way to get mining 50 without mining. Snow minions are discovered to be extremely overpowered, making massive amounts of mining XP and money. Just kidding. You lose 2 million coins every day if you use catalysts. But I needed mining 50, so I willingly put my coins on the sacrificial altar. After 2 uneventful months of playing dungeons, fishing, and left-clicking a cobblestone wall, mining 50 was obtained after unearthing a hunk of 75% silicon dioxide, magnesium oxide and iron oxide in the obsidian sanctuary. Leaving fishing 50 as the final skill. The plan was to get 24 tier 11 fishing minions, put catalysts in them every day, and manually fish. Except the manual fishing part because school was starting again. But Hypixel had other plans. They added a major buff to skill XP and sea creatures. And Terry's new fishing gear. The fishing XP range goes from 120,000 per hour to about 250,000 per hour. So I decided to just get it over with and fish all day, every day. After burning through double chests of whale bait, hundreds of millions of coins, and valuable hours, 5 health was obtained. On stream. The original plan was to catch a sea creature and do a trick shot with someone else's maxed out prismarine bow, But I got 3 good catches in a row with 75% sea creature chance. To this day I still think it was rigged, but that isn't important because I don't need my fishing gear anymore. So I turned my stream into a fishing gear advertisement where I tried selling out all my fishing gear. 2NFG now owns all my fishing tier 11 minions, Voxir has my level 100 squid, and a guy I forgot has my level 100 dolphin. I will be keeping my fishing rod because it's very old and was obtained by my old co-op member. I believe it was one of the first Rod of Legends. I don't even think I could call it my fishing rod. So, what is the next big thing I am going to do? That is a very good question. But you'll see. Another thing I wanted to mention was how I got 30k subs on the same day as 50 skill average, but that is a video for tomorrow. So if you want to be early to that, make sure to slightly tap on the subscribe button. I am currently trying to see how long it takes until I beat 30 virus in subscriber count. It will be super awesome. Please. Okay, the video is long enough. I will goodbye.